Welcome back to Wisley Bees. Today I have got to get into this hive because they've got some queen cells growing in there, and I think they're going to hatch out in just a few days, maybe 4 days. Today is Friday, and I believe they're going to hatch out on Monday, Tuesday. There's about 8 or 12 queen cells in there. What I want to do is cage some of those, and I'm going to leave some of them alone. I'm going to leave probably the best 2, maybe 3, the best 2 or 3, and then I'm going to cage the rest of them, and then possibly make a mating nuke, a couple of small mating nukes, possibly make another split from this hive, because they're growing in numbers now. They got a lot of brood in there, and they probably would like to swarm. Maybe it's swarm season. I gave them a 3rd box just last weekend, so they have been probably cleaning all of that comb up for me, because it was kind of in rough shape. The comb that's in there was in rough shape. Hopefully they've been cleaning that up. So anyway, without any further ado, let's get into it. So what I have is a frame with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 queen cell cages, and if one hasn't already emerged and killed all the others, I'm going to try to capture some of the cells and put them in a queen cage, and then maybe I can make some splits, some mating nukes, or maybe sell a couple of virgin queens. We'll see. This is something new to me. I've never done it before, so hey, please comment if you think I'm doing something wrong. But hey, it's an experiment for me. It's been done before, no doubt. Nothing new, just new to me. Having a bit of trouble with my smoke today. My smoker. Seems like everything's damp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this hive up. Now this hive is queenless, and I know they have queen cells. I did a Demaree split on the Monday. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's 12 days. 12 days ago, I separated them from the main hive, so they should be very close to having some new queens emerging. I'm thinking within the next 4 or 5 days. And if that's the case, I want to try to cage some of them so that I can save some of them. Let's have a look, see what's going on here. I got a feeder on top, which it doesn't really look like there's any action going on there. There's some bees just coming out of the back of the hive to say hello. Now this hive, I don't believe has any issues with small hive beetles like the other hive. All kinds of bees. Okay, so they are taking some of this feed. I'm going to put that out of the way for a minute. Give them a little bit of smoke on top. Now they could be agitated because they don't have a laying queen right now. I doubt they've got a virgin queen. It hasn't been long enough for a queen to have been emerge. But there is plenty of bees in here. Put the smoker down. Plenty of bees in here. Lots of worker bees. 1 beetle, just squished it. 2 beetles, squished the second one. So you can hear a little bit of a roar. The bees are not too many up here. I mean, they're all over the place, but it's not packed up top here. So I believe the queen cells were in the first box. I should have gone back and checked out the video first. Of course I didn't. The first thing I'm going to do is remove the oil traps. There's a beetle, just killed it. They like to hide under these They like to hide under the oil traps. That's why it's a good idea to do this. So if there's any under there, they get crushed. None under that one. None in the oil either. There's no maggots at the bottom of this hive. There's no beetles on the Swiffer pads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this box out and lay it on its side. Now last year I tried to do a Demaree split and I got sidetracked and I didn't want to screw it up. Yeah, there's not much weight to this box. There's not much going on in there. Lots of bees underneath. This is the underside of the top box. Looks like they're making a bunch of burr comb. And it looks like queen cups, but there's no laying queen. So there shouldn't be any eggs in any of those potential queen cups. There's a couple right there, but I don't think there's any eggs in them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move into the bottom brood chamber here and find those queen cells, and we're going to cut some out and put them into queen cages. All right, let's just smoke some of these girls down. Smoke doesn't seem to be phasing them. This smoker's, yeah, it's not the best. Haven't got a whole lot of smoke going on in there. That's too bad. All right, let's start on the outside frame, just to get that out of the way. What I could actually do is throw that on the floor. I've lost it now. Where'd it go? What I could do is bring some frames from my storage area which have comb on them. I have a couple of frames here with nothing on them, and they're not working on them because they're busy making a queen. That's 3 frames with nothing on them. I could replace those with drawn foundation. I should do that. So they are drawing this out a little bit, so they're working on it, but I could save their resources a little bit by giving them some frames that the foundation's already on. So I got to find those frames again, and I believe it was 1, 2, 3, 4 that had queen cells on them. So I don't want to turn them upside down. All the cells were near the top of the frames. Yeah, so this one doesn't have any on it. There's some nectar in here though. They're storing some nectar. I believe the next 4 frames have queen cells, if my memory serves me correct. Let's get some of those bees down there. A lot of bees up here. So these girls have been queenless for about almost 2 weeks. I believe it's been almost 2 weeks. Now they're fanning some pheromones here. What do we see on this frame? When you see a drone and you think it's a queen, eh? So it looks like queen cells down the bottom that aren't capped yet. Doesn't look like there's queen cells on this frame actually. Hang on, there's one here. There's one here that is capped. So that one could go into a queen cage. So let's just have a look at them all before we get too crazy. There's a lot of bees in here. Now the other hive that I split from this also has an absolute ton of bees. Okay, come on. Move, move, move. So they're bringing nectar in. There's a queen cups along the bottom there. Come on, where's all those queen cells that I saw? Drone cells along the top here. I'm just going to have a look in those queen cups on the bottom, see if they're charged. I need some sunlight. Yeah, as I thought, they're not charged because they don't have a queen laying in them. So they've made those since they lost their queen, which is when I did the split, or the Demaree. And they're making queen cups, but yeah, there's no queen to lay in those cups. So far I found just the one queen cell. And I seem to remember at least one of the frames that there was a whole bunch. So I hope that they are still there and capped. Okay, there's one near the bottom on this frame. Queen cup at the top. Because if I'm only going to find a couple, then I'm going to leave them be. Okay, right up here. Let's have a look. I believe we got 1, 2, 3. Come on, girls. One definitely down the bottom. And potentially some at the top there. Although they don't look particularly large. They look quite small. So I don't know that I want to risk. You know, if there were big old peanuts hanging there, then I'd be more inclined to take them. Now it's interesting how calm they are. Quite happy about that. This side is all nectar. This side looks like all nectar. Well, that's interesting, because I thought there were more queen cells. Although the previous one I just looked at They were queen cells along the top, but they weren't particularly well developed. Now, maybe there was some in that the top box too. So we're going to take a look. Oh wow, there's so many bees in here. Okay, I'm thinking that there's going to be some in the top box. So I'm going to put these frames at the end here because there's no brood over here. The brood is still all together. I could probably do some checkerboarding, but I'm not doing that. So come on, get in there. Okay, so basically there's nothing really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames. There's not much going on there. But this other hive box, I know I moved up 2 frames. So this being the top box, I know that there's not much going on out in the outer frames. So I'm going to move this second frame. I'm going to take that one out. Now some of these were in bad shape. Let's see how well they're fixing them up. That's a nice frame of a nice frame of drawn comb that they're working on. This outside one looks pretty rough. The next one in is good. This one in looks pretty good. Looks like they're cleaning it up nicely. A little bit of, what's this? This is the queen cups I was talking about, but they're not charged because there's no queen. Again, they're cleaning up these frames, which is really nice. They're doing a great job there. A little bit of burr comb. They're very calm, which is nice, because I didn't expect them to be as calm as they are. So I know they have a queen cell or 2, but they don't have as many as I thought they did, or at least I could have sworn that they had a lot more. A couple of queen cells or queen cups down here, not charged. I thought that I moved 2 frames. Maybe I didn't. I thought I moved 2 frames up top, but you know, I get confused with which hive I did which to, and I don't keep notes at all. I just do these videos. Keeping notes is probably a good thing to do. So there's no queen cells up here in this top box. So, and I didn't see significant queen cells in the bottom box. I did see some, but not enough to warrant me taking any, which is kind of a shame. I was hoping that maybe I could do that. Yeah, they've cleaned these frames up real nice. You can probably hear them roaring. They're making a lot of noise. So the question is, what do I want to do? Do I want to try and cage one? Do you know what? I might cage one just so I can try it. Just so I can try it. Okay, so we're back in the bottom box, and right here there's some queen cells. I'm kind of risking mucking things up for them, I guess. If I can just steal one, just to put in a cage, just so I can try it out. My smoker is no longer smoking. And there's a lot of bees here, which doesn't make my life easy. Doesn't make my life easy at all, actually. You know, let's get my fingers in here. Lift this one up if I can. Stuck in there pretty good. Oh, okay. Now they're bringing pollen in, which is interesting because I know there's no larvae in here. They've got lots of nectar and pollen stores, so they are ready for some babies. And I could actually give them another frame if I needed to. This is where I should have smoke, boys and girls. I've got a hive here, queenless, and I'm going in with no smoke. Okay, so I found the queen cells on this frame. Let's just put that there for a minute. There's just the one on this side down the bottom, and I think that one was perhaps the one that's going to be first to emerge. Now over here, what do I have? Nothing. Do I have one by itself? There's one by itself right here. Am I going to mess this up? I think I might. Oh, boy. Could probably use a sharper knife. Okay, have I messed this up? There's a queen cell. So we're going to put this back now. I don't want to keep them out for too long. All right. Let's put that in the sunshine there for a minute. Put the frame back. And put this box back. Oh yeah. All right, guys. So I have one queen cell, which I hope is viable. I'm going to take my gloves off. This is, again, new to me, never done it before. I don't know if it's going to work. It's really a bit of an experiment because it's literally one queen cell is all I've got. Now, there were some other cells around it, which I believe, yeah. And I'm going to put that in there. And I'm going to put that in the center of this frame. And I'm going to put this frame back in the hive. Okay, so I really do feel like the odds are against me here, because it's literally one queen cell. And it's a tad chilly outside. So it's not the best weather to do this. But it's my first attempt. So we're going to put that frame right in the center of the top brood box. And put the top back on. Put those bees in there. Put the top back on. And some feed. And we're gonna strap that up. Now, realistically, a good chance I should have just left them be, because there's a chance that I could have damaged all of the queen cells. That's a possibility, right? So if that happened, then I'm pretty sad about that. If that happened, that would really suck. Okay, let's just get this strap on. All right, so that's put back together again. I've got one queen in a cage, and I'll come back next weekend and see if it's hatched out, because I think it should be maybe Tuesday it should hatch out, maybe the bees will attend to it. If it lives, if it survives, I really hope it does. We'll find out. I kind of did more than I was intending to do. I didn't find as many queen cells that looked like it was easy to remove. I decided in the end just to remove one. Hopefully didn't kill the rest. I'm not going to touch that hive now until maybe next weekend. I might even leave it another week after that. I think I should leave it 2 weeks, give her a chance to hatch out and maybe go on a mating flight and come back. And then maybe we'll see a virgin, or maybe we'll see a mated queen. Let's hope so anyway. We can only hope. And if after 2 weeks nothing happens, maybe I'll purchase a queen if that's what I need to do. This one over here, I did inspect it last week, and not everybody gets into their hives every week. I watch a lot of guys and they just walk around the yard and they look at things, but they don't really do a deep inspection. I tend to do that more because I have a lot of issues with the beetles. This one right now does have issues with beetles. This one doesn't, and I don't think this one does either. But we'll see. I'm kind of at a point now where I'm not sure what I should do. Should I do a Demaree split on that hive? Probably should, because that one is still full population and growing fast. They have that new box on top. What I might end up doing What I might end up doing is putting a second brood box here, moving this one up with this one. So this is brood box, empty box, brood box, empty box. I can eliminate the liquid feed and go from there. I think that's next on the agenda for this hive. Super busy, busier than it was probably a couple of weeks ago. Time of day makes a difference too. It's sunny outside, middle of the day, 1 o'clock. But yeah, I just love being out here looking at the bees, watching the bees come and go. These girls, I found their queen last weekend. She's marked. I found their queen, she's marked. These girls are making a queen, hopefully. So we'll see how things go. So thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and come on back to my yard another time. Take care, bye now.